there, Sandra here from Siser, Juliet Beginners to Pro, and today I am doing a demonstration with Leonardo Pro, Leonardo Design Studio Pro, to give it his full name. A strip pattern design, just to show you how easy it is to do this, even if you don't have any artistic ability whatsoever. A lot of people think, I can't draw, I can't do this. Not a problem. So first of all, I wanted to go over a couple of settings. I've discovered at the moment that this only works if you have fill selected with the color picker. If you do it with stroke, it doesn't work. So in the view here, go to show wireframe because you want to be able to see through things. It makes your life a lot easier. So don't forget that you've got that view wireframe on, because otherwise you might get confused if you're trying to fill things and nothing is happening. We have fill selected, we have wireframe on, and we want to create a bar. Just draw a bar with the select shape tool. Try and make it more or less the size that you want your design to be. Now these are great because you can actually use them for stencils. If you make them out of plastic or a heavy duty card, you can use them as embossing plates. You can use them as masking for doing chemical etching on glass, for example. You can cut them out of vinyl to make decals for just about anything from notepads to your iPad. So I've got one bar here and I want to go to, I think it's edit, add a copy. And I'm just going to move this to one side at the moment because I don't know quite how far I want it to be away. But what I will do is take the two of them at the moment and go to my arrangement tool. And I'm going to make the tops of them line up. So I know they're in line. One is just being put way over the other side, just out of the way at the moment. So this is where the no design ability comes in. Go to your text. And if you're anything like me, you have lots of dingbats installed. Now dingbats are basically picture fonts. And really and truly, if you don't have dingbats installed on your computer, you are really missing out. If you go to somewhere like defont.com, or I think FontSpace might be another one, you can download loads of free fonts for your personal use. What you want to do is click on the show glyphs and then you'll get all the ones that are in there. So this one happens to be Snowflake. So you can pick a design from here, or you can change it to a different font, whatever it is that you fancy. So I'm just going to go for this one. And I don't want auto world text on because I'm just going to be using individual ones. Now, if you want to do it with more than one design out of here, you can. I want to do it with just the one design, so I'm going to click on apply. So here is my design. Now bear in mind you can see the measurement of it, so you want to think about your project, think how big a design you want, put it up here. Now there's no point in my lining it up at the moment because it won't line it up when it's repeated. You'll see in a second. So now if I go to arrange, I can go to tile array. Now I've got 5 selected there at the moment with no gap between. You can't go negative on this, you can only go positive. So horizontal 1, vertical 5, and just click on apply. Now these are not actually joined together. They're next to each other, but they are not joined. I just want to select these and move them over so they're out of the way of that bar. Now you can see they're not joined up. So this one here, on my laptop, I'm just going to press my up arrow. And for me, that moves things 2 millimeters. So that was one up arrow. The next one, I click it twice. 1, 2. The next one, I click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And the next one, I click it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see, if you look closely on here, there's a bit of an overlap on all of them. So select that, come down here, go to the weld tool and weld them. And you can now see that there's no little cut line in between these 2 little circles, which is what we want it to do. Now, I told you at the start you have to use the fill. If you don't use the fill and you've used the stroke at the moment, and I'm assuming this is a minor bug, if you don't use the fill, you do not get this result. It overlaps it, but it doesn't, and it kind of groups them together if you like, but it doesn't get rid of the line in between the two circles. That is why you need the fill on at the moment. Okay, that looks to be about right to me for the overlap. If I bring this one back over, we can just slide it over to where I think it's going to need to go, which is probably about there. So now I want to come here and I want to make sure that they are lined up top to bottom as they should be. Yep, that looks pretty good. So if I select all of them, come down here and click on weld, and you can see I have my pattern. Now if I take the view off of wireframe, we've got the pattern fill. I can now go to stroke instead if I select it. There we go, and you can see that it is exactly the same. But if I started off using the stroke, it doesn't weld it as you would expect it to do. So I'm just going to put the fill back on there. I would advise using the wireframe because that means you know exactly what you're going to get when it comes to the cut. So you can now send the design and send that to the cutter, and there we have it. Our design is complete. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care now.